welcome back to another video on the Football Zone and to a midweek review. And yeah, there's so much to get into, so let's get straight into it. Starting off with the potential deciding Premier League title game. Arsenal 1, Manchester City 3. De Bruyne gave Man City in the 24th minute before Saka equalised on a stroke of half-time from the spot, but goals late on from Grealish and Haaland sealed a huge win for Man City. And yeah, I mean, this was quite a tight game. You felt like it could have gone either way, but Arsenal just didn't get enough shots on goal. Man City were clinical, and yeah, that's a huge step towards the title of them. All the momentum's with them now. But moving on into the English teams in the Champions League, and starting off with AC Milan 1, Tottenham 0. And yeah, the only goal of the game coming in the 7th minute through Dias. And yeah, a game which you felt like could have gone either way. Tottenham did have some chances. Maybe just weren't clinical enough, but AC Milan took their chance, so yeah, credit to them. But you do feel like Tottenham, with the likes of Kane and their team, the game is still very much open for the second leg, but yeah, AC Milan obviously going to White Hart Lane with the advantage. Moving on into Dortmund 1, Chelsea 0 at but Dortmund, this game was. And yeah, it's a game where Chelsea had loads of chances. They hit the bar, had some really good chances, and really should have scored. Got XG of 2.09. But yeah, the only goal of the game coming in the 63rd minute through Daly. And yeah, I mean, that's a big win for Dortmund. They continue their great form. Chelsea, questions need to be asked. They need a striker. And yeah, this was bitterly disappointing for them, but I still feel like they are in the game. Moving on into the Europa League action, Barcelona 2, Manchester United 2. A quiet first half before Marcos Alonso, of course ex-Chelsea in the 50th minute, gave Barca the lead, but Rashford and Koundé in goal in the space of 7 minutes turned that around, and Rafinha in the 76th minute equalised. And yeah, it's a game which I think Manchester United play really well in. We're really competitive actually. Barcelona, I mean, like, they're not quite their own selves, but they were quite competitive here. But yeah, it's a game that I think really Manchester United will be disappointed not to win. That's kind of a testament to how far they come. Moving on into the full fixture list of the Championship this week, and starting off with Birmingham 0, Cardiff 2 at St Andrews. Perry and Robinson with the goals in the 84th and 95th minutes, so two relatively late goals there for Cardiff. But you know, on the whole, I would say it's a deserved win for them, and a big win for them. The first win under Sabri Lamucci, so hopefully that'll get some momentum booster. But yeah, this is a disappointing result for Birmingham, you have to say, after a few decent results recently. Moving on into QPR 0, Sunderland 3 at Loftus Road. Luke O'Nien with a goal in the 34th minute before Elias Chair missed a penalty in the 67th minute, and they were made to pay with a Clark double in the 82nd and 92nd minute. And yeah, a game which Sunderland deserve to win. They're on a really great run of form at the moment. Up into 5th, really in playoff contention, firmly in playoff contention. So yeah, that's a great result for them. But for QPR, yeah, questions need to start being asked really quickly, because it just hasn't been good enough recently. Moving on then to Norwich as they beat Hull 3-1 at Carrow Road. Goals coming from Greaves in the 14th minute to give Hull the early lead, but Dow, Sarah and Sargent made it 3-1 to Norwich. And yeah, on the whole, there wasn't any debate about this. I think Norwich definitely deserved to win this one. Big win for them. Get back on track under David Wagner after a few disappointing results. And yeah, they need the points to stay on in playoff contention. For Hull, this is disappointing. You always felt like it'd be a tough away fixture. But yeah, still. Moving on then to Coventry 1, Millwall 0 at the Ricoh Arena. And yeah, the only goal of the game coming in the 67th minute through Victor Gyökeres. And yeah, a game which I think there wasn't much between the two sides. Coventry maybe just edged it. And yeah, it's a big win for them, because obviously their form's been a bit inconsistent as of late. Hope they can find some form. But Millwall, disappointing, because yeah, they've been in decent form recently. Still trying to stay in touch with power. Still in a good position with games in hand and whatnot. But yeah, I think they will be disappointed with this, to be honest. Moving on then to Reading as they defeated Rotherham 2-1 at the Medeski. Yeah, goals coming in the first half through Lee Peltier to give Rotherham the lead, but Andy Carroll and Fornar with a late goal to give Reading a huge win. And yeah, that's a big win for Reading, because they haven't been in great form recently. Fears maybe about getting into a relegation battle, but Rotherham, yeah, still don't have a big gap to the relegation zone, so that could prove costly. And yeah, that'll be really devastating, because I think they feel like they could have at least deserved a point out of that. Moving on into Burnley 1, Watford 1 at Turf Moor. João Pedro in the 32nd minute gave Watford the lead, but yeah, they kind of do feel inevitable, don't they? In 95th minute, Obafemi with the equaliser for Burnley. It wasn't a win, a game which really they should have won, to be honest. They did dominate it, but you know, still something from it, even after trailing for so long. So yeah, Burnley, fighting spirit, that's why they're going to be in the Premier League team next season, as well as incredible quality. For Watford, gutting to lose 2 points like that though. Moving on into Swansea 2, Blackpool 1 at the Liberty Stadium. Sorinola gave Swansea lead in the 21st minute. Charlie Patino then got a second goal in the 57th minute, but still Blackpool equalised in the 70th minute through Carey. But 3 minutes after that, an own goal from Connolly gave Swansea the lead again. This time they held out, and it's a game that they deserve to win. Maybe questions to be asked: what could have happened if Patino didn't get sent off? But yeah, still a big win for Swansea. But yeah, it's just not clicking for McCarthy, is it? Moving on into Stoke 3, Huddersfield 0 at the Bet365 Stadium. Phil Jagielka, 40 and still going, the 13th minute, giving Stoke the lead. Boyle was then sent off for Huddersfield before Brown and Baker with 2 late goals to give Stoke the comfortable win. And yeah, again they dominated. Huddersfield offered nothing even before the red card. And yeah, Stoke starting to show signs of improvement now under Alex Neil, which is obviously a good thing for them. But Huddersfield concerning, but they do have the man, the myth, the legend, Neil Warnock coming to fix them. Moving on into Preston 1, Luton 1 at Deepdale. Whiteman got a red card in the 50th minute, and Carlton Morris in the 73rd minute gave Luton the lead. But in the 81st minute, Troy Parrott equalised for the 10 men. And yeah, Luton, this will be so disappointing for them. An XG of 3.18, playing against 10 men for most of the second half, even when they were leading. Yeah, they'll be wondering how they didn't win that. That really will feel like 2 points drop. But yeah, great fighting spirit from Preston to get a point here. Moving on into Bristol City 1, Wigan 1 at Ashton Gate. And yeah, Atkinson in the 36th minute gave Bristol City the lead. But Fletcher in the 65th minute equalised for Wigan. And yeah, a game which could have gone either way. Really good performance from Wigan, I thought. And yeah, they were well worthy of their point. Bristol City, disappointing performance really at home against a team you'd expect to win. But yeah, Wigan showing the fighting spirit, and things have definitely improved since Goldwell took over. Moving on then to a game that was big in the race for playoffs. West Brom 1, Blackburn 1. Malumbi in the 73rd minute gave West Brom the lead, but Brereton Diaz equalised. And yeah, a game I would say a draw, probably the fair result. Maybe West Brom just edged it, but I would say a draw, probably the fair result. And both these teams, yeah, a couple of points outside the playoffs. So yeah, I think both these teams kind of may see it as 2 points drops, because a win here would have really firmly got them in playoff contention. So yeah, I think both teams may be slightly disappointed. Moving on into a big game in the race for playoffs, a big game in the race for the automatic promotion places. Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 3. Ollie McBurney in the 5th minute gave Sheffield United the lead, but Chuba Akpom, Archer with a brace, made it 3-1 to Borough. And yeah, a game that there wasn't much between the two sides, but Borough, they were clinical and got the job done, and the gap's now down to 7 points. Sheffield United still have a game in hand, but yeah, considering how far ahead they've been all season, maybe it's just starting to come down and cause some doubts now for the Blades. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. To like, share, subscribe. Let's start going down below. Follow the show for daily football news. Subscribe to the channel, we greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.